Hi everyone, welcome back to your channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain how you can use the Keycloak SSO with OIDC method with the help of the Flask Python. If you watched my previous videos, I created a tutorial with Flask OIDC, but in this session, I'm going to use the different approach. And my Keycloak version in this session is 25.0.1. So if you are interested in this topic, let's get started. First, I would like to have a demo for you to how it works, and then after that I will jump to the coding part to explain about the whole process of my code. So already my server is up and running for my app and also the Keycloak, as you can see, and I am using the basic default of the Keycloak login part, and I also use the username and password which is already set in the Keycloak. So just I'm logging to my server, and oops, I think, yeah, let me just get back to my server to run it again. Okay, then here you go. So now you can see this is my app, and when I want to log out, it will now is logged out, and this is a login. So I'm going to explain that how this scenario will work. Okay, this part is my coding part, and as you can see that I wrote in different approach compared in my previous coding part. So let's explain that I use some objects like import request, that is important for request the HTTP for in the Python Flask, and then I request the Flask framework in this way from Flask import Flask with the capital F, and also we would need a redirect the different the endpoint, and also that URL for a specific endpoint. If you have the specific endpoint, then you would need the URL for a URL-4. We would need a session for storing the session, and also we would need a request for the different part of the request of the HTTP, and render underscore template that is necessary for having the if you have the HTML part for your app, then you would need the render dash template. And also I add a logging part because that is important for debugging and gives me some log to understand what's happened. So that is not mandatory for the SSO, but it's only helping you to understand the log. Then we have the definition of the Flask, which is this is the format of when you want to define the Flask server. You would need to have the app equal Flask parentheses to dash name and underscore, and then you also at the end of the code you would need such this format for Flask app. So these are very generic objects for creating the Flask server. So for all the Flask server you would need it. Then I add the one app.secret_key and drop one password that is necessary for the session to have the one secret as a password to encrypt your session. So it's better to have the strong password for this secret key. And also logging part, which is necessary for debugging. It will help you to understand what's happening. Then we will jump to the 4 key parameters, which is one is the key server URL, and you will find this information in your Keycloak. Keycloak server URL. You have this information in your Keycloak server. So for my case is localhost 8080. Please remember, don't use the auth here because that is will not work, and you just need to have this endpoint. And then you would need your rel name to define your rel name. For my case is I kept as a master, but maybe for your case will change. You can define the different rel, and client ID, and also client secret. So for showing these 2 items, I would need to jump to the Keycloak server to tell you that how you can find this information and how you can define in your Keycloak part. So let's jump to the Keycloak. This is after you run the Keycloak server, it's up and running. Then you would need to come to the client part and click on the create a client. So here you can see you have the client ID. So you can just for example pp1, whatever you have as a client ID, you will copy this part and then drop in your code. Then you will come to the next, and you have to turn this on because it will give you possibility to copy your secret. Okay, then you have some other items which I would prefer to jump to my case and then to show you how it works. Just I wanted to explain this process, and you can continue with this process to define your client. So if I get back to my client part, oh sorry, I think one thing it is very important and I forgot to explain this one. Here for the client type you have the option for the XAML and OpenID Connect. Please remember, you need to select the OpenID Connect. By default is OpenID Connect, but anyhow, don't forget to consider this one. So when you define your client, you can see here my case is OpenID Connect. It's already defined here, and this is my client ID which I shown you. This is the client ID in your code, and also you would need the client secret. Client secret, you after you keep on this client authentication, you will come to credential and just copy this part. This is your client secret, and after you copy, you will drop this information here. Yeah. Then 2 different points which you need to define in your client. One is the valid redirect URI, and for my case I defined my app because I'm using the Flask app. So in that case you have to drop the endpoint of the Flask app here, and you can see redirect URI which is needed. Also should be it's same in your code. So this is one case which you need to define here, and also you would need to drop the web origin as a star here, and that's all. Nothing need to define, and just save it. After you save your client part, then you would need to come to the coding part and define the necessary information. Okay, let's get back to the coding part. Then we will come to we will define the one road as default, and under this road I define as an index, and I'm saying that as long as the user is available in the session, then return to the render template, and this is my template, home.html, and you would need to define the one folder as a templates in your root folder, and then you drop this HTML in that folder of the templates. And what here, it is not actually mandatory, this part in your app, because it just for my case I wanted to show that which user already connected to my app. That's why I define here as a username, which is here. You can see I put the welcome to the username. I defined the one item here for the username, and then I said this session of the username, and then drop it in the username. So as I said, this is not mandatory, just for my case, that's why I define. Then if the user it's not available, suppose now you just want to connect and log into the server, then it will redirect to login. And where is the login? Login is here. I define the login. There is a one endpoint as a login, and then I define the login. First I drop the authorized URL here, and this authorized URL you will find it in the Keycloak server. Let's get back to the Keycloak part. If you go to the realm setting and then come to the OpenID endpoint, and when you click on this OpenID endpoint, it will navigate to one page, and you will find all the information here. You can see this is the authorization endpoint, and the authorization endpoint actually is this one. So I defined this in the right approach, because I said, okay, whatever Keycloak server URL which you define it here, it will drop it here, and then whatever realm name, may you have the different realm name, so just need to change this realm name here, it will show at here. So but basically this is the similar URL which you can find it in the Keycloak server. And after that we need a redirect URI. This redirect URI already I explained that how you would need to define in client part. And then we have some parameters which is required for client ID, redirect URI, and response type as a code. And this code is a token ID which can authenticate the user. After the user is authenticated, this code will be generated, and also in the next stage we will request this code as well. And we would need to define the scope of the OpenID, and so profile, email, and so on. I would like here to highlight this point, which you can find all this information in the website of the Keycloak, and I digested all this information and I dropped this information in my code. But if you are interested in this, for example, document, and you want to study, so you can find in your in this URL or this address, website of the address of the Keycloak, and now you can see the version is 25.0.1, and you find all this information here. I will drop this link below of this tutorial, then you will easily find this information just for your perusal, and if you are interested on that one. Okay, because may you say how this information will come from, where it come from, and how it's coming. So I would say that the reference is the Keycloak website. And then there is the for the redirect all this information, which is including the authorized URL and the key and values, which is for the parameters. After we request all this information, then it will come to the callback, yeah, because we already defined the redirect URI, and redirect URI have the callback endpoint, and we define the callback here. And first we define the one to get the code, which is the token ID, the token ID for identify the user. And then I drop the login part of that to see this code in my code. And after that I have the token endpoint. Again, this endpoint you will find it in the Keycloak server, and it's here. The information of the token endpoint, you will find it in the Keycloak. And also you would need to define some payload for getting this token. So it's need the grant type, the authorization code, and also you need a code for the token ID and redirect URI, and the client ID and client secret. After you having all this information, I am asking to, as a post, to get this token with the token endpoint and the payload. And then when I am getting this information as a JSON, I drop this information in the token data. So if access token it's included in the token data, then I am going to fetch the user information, and this is the endpoint for fetching the user information. Again, this is available here. You can see the user information endpoint in the Keycloak server. And when I am getting this, this is the endpoint, and I am requesting to get the user information with the specific headers, and also this is the token which is needed for requesting the user information. And user information, after I got the information of that, then I will drop it in this user info. And then I have defined the session because I want to store the user information, ID token, access token, refresh token, the username, and also email, which is necessary for login to the system. And when all these systems are available and everything is correct, here there is a login. Okay, user logged in successfully, and it will redirect to index. Where is index? Index already is defined here, and this is the index, and it's checking if user is in the session. Then it will redirect to the template and also show the user in this template. So this is the process of the login already is completed and is explained well. And then we have some we define for the in case of the error for the fail to fetch the token, and also in case totally there is a problem with the token, then there is exceptions. We can drop some error to understand totally the token or failed. Then we have the logout endpoint for logging out. So when I want to log out, I define the one endpoint as a logout, and then I define this logout. First, I am debugging to know that I am reaching to this point, and after that I'm using the try. This is the end. I define the end session endpoint. Again, this endpoint is available in the Keycloak, and you can find it here. You don't need to define anything regarding the logout. Logout already defined in the Keycloak, and then you would need to having the redirect URI. Why? Because after you logged out, I want to jump to the login page again. So that's why I need the redirect URI again here, because it's not as a general. So I need to define it here again. That's why I have defined it. And then I am asking this endpoint with the query of the URI. This is the symptom of the query, and then this is the redirect URI, which I defined it here. And I assign the timeout 5 seconds for logging out, and after that I need to clean up all the session, and it's redirecting to logging, just for the logging part, and it will redirect to logging, which is here. This is the logging, and the process for the logging will start again. And the exception, if something happened during this request, then definitely it will drop some error. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you think this video was helpful, please don't forget to like button and share this video. And if you have any question, drop your question in comment below. Definitely I will get back to you. And if you think some topic which is necessary from your point of view is needed to be explained, please do not hesitate, suggest me in the comment, then definitely I will take into account. Thank you again, and see you in next one.